Hi crafters, welcome to Kingdom Crochet. I'm Kirsty and today I'm going to teach you how to not only make this type of granny square, but how to take it and make it into this cute little granny tree ornament. So the only stitches that you're going to need to know are double crochet, chains, a slip stitch, and that's it. That's all that you need to know. And of course your basic chain. So let's get started. All right. Either you've bought the pattern and you have the yarn that you need and the size hook and everything, or maybe you've bought the kit from my shop. I provide everything for you. You have the right size yarn, so you don't have to guess at that and try and figure it out. You have the right size needle. You have the stitch marker to help you. You'll have everything you need, as well as instructions and this video. And if you ever need any help clarifying anything, you can always just send me a message and I'll see what I can do to help you on your journey. So to begin this granny square, I'm going to start with the red in the middle. And you're going to take the end of your yarn and you're going to make a slip knot. Make a loop so that the yarn that's connected to your skein, that's the rest of your ball of yarn, is on top. And then I want to slide my fingers through the top of that loop down to the bottom to grab the yarn that's attached to the skein and pull it through. I'm going to leave it very loose though. You need to leave it loose with a good size tail because you're going to be doing stitches in that spot. Okay? All right. We're all set up now to get started on our granny square. Start with 3 chains. Yarn over, pull through 1, 2, 3 chains. This is going to count as a double crochet for the rest of the pattern. Now we're going to yarn over and double crochet. I'm going to go through that magic ring. It's just a slip knot. It's not really magic. I'm going to pull up, so now I have 3 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Again, the way it gets, maybe something to help you remember how double crochet works is you start with 2 loops on your hook. 1, 2, because you've yarned over. And then when you go through that stitch and pull up another loop, you're going to go through 2 twice. So there's patterns of doubles here. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so the sides of this granny square have 3 stitches each, and then we're going to do 2 chains for the corner. And now we're going to work on the next side. Here we go. So 3 double crochets. 1. Oops, sorry, that was my hook that moved the camera. 2, 3 double crochets. See, there's my corner. 2 chains and another 3 double crochet. If you ever need help practicing these stitches, I have a tutorials playlist over at my YouTube channel. Just search for Kingdom Crochet and go over to the playlists and find basics. I walk you through kind of like the anatomy of the basic stitches of crochet. All right, I just chained 2 for my next corner and 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now I've got my 4 sides, but I still need 1 corner for here. So I'm going to chain 2, and let me show you where to slip stitch. Right here in this top V. So you have your 3 chains that were a double crochet. You're going to go right in that top section. There we go. And slip stitch, which means you just pull it all the way through. And there you go. There's the beginning of your granny square. Now we are on to round 2, and I'm going to teach you how to change colors. All right, on to round 2. Grab whatever color yarn you're going to use. I'm going to use this sparkly white with gold. It's so pretty. And this is not how I would normally change colors in a pattern, but for this one I found it works really well, or else the other way that usually works well does not look good here. So I've finished round 1 completely, and I have one red loop on my hook. Now I'm just going to pull through and chain 3, 2, 3. Leave a bit of a tail. You're going to tie that and tuck that in when we're all done. So for this round, let me bring over. This round is going to look different. All you're going to do, let's say I've joined it in here. You're going to chain 3, which we've done, slip stitch, chain 3, slip stitch, chain 3, slip stitch, and go around and around doing that. We now have our chain, well, that was just 2. We now have our chain 3. Time for a slip stitch. Chain 3. Slip stitch into that same corner space for this round. There we go. Chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Over to that corner space for a slip stitch. And 1, 2, 3. In that same corner space. So you should have a little loop in your corner and on the side. Okay? Let's keep going. 1, 2, 3. To the corner space. 1, 2, 3. Back into the corner space. There's my little loop. 1, 2, 3. Across the side to the corner. 1, 2, 3. Back into the corner. And that is the end of this, making the loops. There we go. That's round 2. Don't cut off any of these yarns that are attached because you're going to use them in the next round. Okay. Now we're going to change to our 3rd color and work on the 3rd round. For the 3rd round, I'm going to use the green. And this one, I have found to make it look nice, you could just attach as is here. But to kind of hide this little extra bit of red right here, I slide my hook in under that chain 3 and I pull up the slip stitch here. And I'm going to chain 3. Now, the magic of this granny square is that it's every other for the pattern. So the first round has double crochet. The second round has this chain pattern. The third round is going to have double crochet. So all the odd rounds are the same style, and all the even rounds are the same style. So I'm going to put 2 more double crochets in here because this first chain 3 counts as a double crochet. Remember, leave your tail long because you're going to tie them up together in the back. Now, I'm not going to chain 2 here because I'm not at the corner yet. Okay, what we're going to do is 3 double crochet here into the corner space. 1, 2, 3. Now I am at the corner. Now I'm going to chain 2. And I'm going to stay in that corner and do 3 more double crochets in that corner space. 1, 2, 3. That's what your corner should look like. So for this one, you're going to have 3 sets on the side. 1, 2, 3. Then your corner, and then 3 more sets of the double crochets. Let me show you. We're going to do a full side now. So in that chain 3 space, let's put 3 double crochets. Okay. Now we're coming up to the corner, so let's put the 3 double crochets in that corner space. And then we're going to chain 2 and 3 double crochets again in that same corner space. This part is the beauty of a granny square, is that it's very repetitive, so it can become very easy for you to remember. It could also become very boring. So that's why I tried to change it up with a little bit of a different thing in each row, with the odd numbers being the same and the even numbers being the same. Okay, so we're going to continue this. I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to fast forward this part. I think you've got it. If you don't, you can go back and start from the beginning and watch it. Slow it down, it'll be all right. While this part is being played at double speed, I just want to remind you that if this is not working out as you thought, if you're not able to go as fast as I'm able to and things like that, that's okay. I've been doing this for 30 years or more. By the time you're watching this video, I'm not sure. And it took me a long time to be able to get here. It's going to take you a long time too. And that's okay, because you're going to learn, and you're going to learn how to keep doing something even if it's hard. And that can apply to many, many, many aspects of your life. All right. In crochet, it's okay to fail, because then you can frog it. That means undo it and start over again. Don't get discouraged. I don't want you guys to get discouraged. I want to be able to encourage you and say you can do this. It just might take some time, and that's all right. Go back to the basic tutorials and get a good solid foundation. I have made it all the way around. I have my sets of double crochets and my corners. Now I need to connect it. So at the top of this chain 3, I'm going to slip stitch. Whoop, not like that. There you go. Pull up the green, and there's round 3. Time to move on to round 4. Sorry I didn't show you guys how to do this, but you're going to pull up from the back that very first color and chain 3. You're going to do a chain 3, go into a space, and then chain 3, go into the corner, okay? You'll be able to follow along and watch. So I'm going to slip stitch here. Another way to think of it would be skip 3, slip stitch. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch. But this is a corner. So with that, I'm going to chain, whoops, I didn't chain 3 here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, slip stitch. Okay, I'll show you this side and then I think I'll speed up the video again because it's a pretty simple, straightforward pattern once you know the tricks. 1, 2, 3, slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, slip stitch. Okay, so you're going to do that all the way around. We're going to join here and then change to the next color. I'm going to speed up the process now. Watch me go. Zoom, zoom, watch me go. Look at that. This double speed is so much fun. I wanted to take this sped up time just as a quick reminder that you can always pause or go back or slow me down if you need to. And I also wanted to let you know that if there are any ideas of like kits that you would like me to create, leave a comment. I would love some fresh creative minds to give me ideas of things to make. I've come to the last chain space. So I'm going to slip stitch. I'm actually going to wrap it around here. This one's easier. Wrap it around and just slip through like that. And we're going to change. We're going to change onto our next color. Y'all, in between this round and the last round, I had a child come in and say that my 4-year-old made something smoke, which in my head means that there's something on fire. So I run out and I ask how in the world he made something smoke. I don't see any fire anywhere, and I see a bit of smoke. He has taken a waffle that he was told to go and eat, and he microwaved it, he says, for 4 seconds. I look at the timer, and it's got 1 minute 39 seconds on it. So I think he put it in for 4 minutes. And when I open up the microwave, it is black. It looks like a piece of charcoal, and there's just smoke. It's going to take forever to get that microwave. Maybe never get that microwave to smell normal again. Okay, so the next color I'm going to do is the white, and I'm going to just bring it in and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Tighten up the red a bit. And this is an odd round. This is the last round as well. Congratulations. We're going to do our double crochets in these spaces now. Here we go. 1, 2, and we're only doing 2 because this counts as a double crochet. All right, hopefully you all are getting the hang of the anatomy of a granny square, how it just kind of multiplies itself on its way out because you're adding at the corners, right? Like here you just had 4 and you had 1 for each side, but at the corners you put 1 at each corner, so then you had 3, which means this one is going to have 5. And granny squares, this is not your traditional granny square. Your traditional granny square doesn't have these little ruffly edges. It's just double crochets all the way around. And they put some spaces in between by chaining. I'm at my corner, chain 2. But then you'll also find other types of granny squares that look like flowers and they start with a circle in the middle, or ones that are 3D. I did this one with a baby blanket that this part here had 8 of them, but they puffed out and they folded over, and it was really pretty. I should see if I could do that for one of these granny square ornaments. And there are so many books if you want to learn different things. There are so many books on just different types of squares you can make. Maybe you'll make an ornament like this, but you'll make it from a different type of square. Show me. I would love to see what you do. Show me what you can create. You're going to think up things different than what I would think up, and I think that that's amazing and beautiful. All right, almost done with this side. I think I'm holding my yarn a bit too tight. It's getting difficult to pull through. There we go. Getting to my corner, one last stitch. Look at that. So let's test and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because my corner's right there. All right, I'm going to chain 2. And once again, if you don't mind, I'm going to speed up the process. Time for a little stretch. If you feel your hands getting sore, stretch them out. Do spider push-ups. Knock the camera while you're doing it. All right. Let's get back to work. These are the last 3 stitches of your granny square. Almost done. Keep going. And if you end up catching on your yarn, as you probably noticed I am doing right now, like right there. And even here I'm catching on it. But that's the last one. All right. Hey, look at that. Now I'm going to join it here, doing my slip stitch through the top of that first chain 3. And then I'm going to cut myself a long tail, because this tail I'm going to use to sew up the back. I'll teach you how to do that. Just pull it all the way through, tighten it down. That's so pretty. Okay, now let me show you with this back part. Cut off these last 2 pieces, and then we're going to tie up the back ends. It does not need to look pretty because it's going to go and be hidden as you sew up the triangle. Now let's take these 2. All right. How am I going to make this become this? Well, I'm going to flip it over so I have the knotted end facing up. And the end that's pointed away from me, we're going to make it a diamond shape first, okay? The end that's pointed away from me, this is the top of my tree. And here at the bottom, this is going to be the baseline of my tree. So this corner on one side is going to fold in so it makes a straight line down the middle, okay? And this corner on this side, the other side is going to fold in to also make a straight line down the middle. You see that? You know what? I'm not going to do the sewing part quite yet. Let me show you just like how this will work in the back. And then after I've sewn this part up, I'm going to take this base part and make it so the corners are nice and tight. And then I'll sew this up, which will then become that, okay? So taking this yarn, I'm going to flip it around towards me. I think that'll be easier for me to work with. I'm going to bring it through my corner and through my other corner. There are different ways you can stitch it up, okay? It doesn't need to follow exactly the way that I've done it. And I don't want to pull too tight or else it's going to pull this corner all the way in. So probably just to there looks pretty good. And then I found I don't need to go every single stitch all the way up. I like doing every other or so. So I'll go at the top of one side, I'll go through it, under it, and through and under the other side. You can use a yarn hook or yarn needle if you want. I like just using my crochet hook. Then I'll grab it and bring it through both sides. And skip down a couple, do the same thing. Grab my yarn, bring it through both sides. The trick here is to make sure that the sides are fairly even. I mean, if I end up with it like this red is up here and it's really down here, that part's not going to look right, and it's not going to line up right either. So they don't need to be exactly the same, but get them pretty close. Or if you're someone who likes to have them exactly the same, and that just makes it easier for you and how your brain works, that is quite all right. I admire you for that. My brain does not quite work like that. All right. Almost to the top here. I grabbed something else. Let's see if I can do this again. There we go. Almost to the end. We're not going to put the stump on our tree until we've sewn it up, okay? That's after we've sewn it up, that's when we crochet our stump onto our tree. Okay, I think this is going to be my last part here. So whenever you get to the last bit, the very tip of your tree, I want you to not pull all the way through. Just make a loop and then do a slip stitch. Grab your yarn and pull that through that loop. And tighten that down. Okay. Cut off a bit of a tail. You're going to tuck it in. So come farther along down the tree. and grab it and pull it into the middle of the tree. Okay, there's the top part of our tree. Now we need to work on the bottom. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to sew this bottom part of your tree, but before I do that, do you remember how I told you that my 4-year-old son burnt some waffles? Would you like to see what they look like? Look at that. Like charcoal. He must have had so much fun. Okay, we want to make this part nice and tight and pointed. So this is where it meets. So I'm going to fold that part up, take my crochet hook, go through one of the stitches nearby and into one of the top part of the stitch. I'm going to take the same color as my last round, because that's mostly what I'm working with here. But I guess it could be any color, because this is just the back of your ornament. And I'm going to pull through, not all the way, just pull up a loop. And I'm going to pull the tail end through and pull it tight. And you know what, just for security, I'm going to tighten it, tie one more knot. Okay. Now, just like last time, just every other, maybe even less than every other, because this is the back part. You're going to work your way up the tree. It's not going to be exactly in the same stitches as the other one going up this way. You're going to be wrapping around the post of your stitch into the chain parts, anything to make it work right. Okay. All right. Almost done. There's that side. Now to sew down to this point right here. There. Here looks pretty good. Now let's back up one more. If I make great big jumps and then tighten it down, it's going to like fold it and pucker it. So I don't want to make great big jumps. There we go. And then maybe one more right here. And the same as the beginning, I'm not going to pull it all the way through. I'm going to just pull up a loop. Then I'm going to pull my tail end through and tighten it down. All right, and since these both are just the little tail ends, I'm going to go in and tuck them into the tree from the inside. Don't pull it straight through to the front part. That's not going to work out so well for you. There we go. All right, there is the tree part. Now we need to do the stump, little trunk. So I have some brown here, and this bottom space right here, that's exactly where you're going to do it. So with the nice side facing you, the front side of it, you're going to pull up your yarn, leave a tail though, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 double crochet in that same space. 1. You might need to make the double crochets a bit looser because you're covering more in here. So when you get to here, maybe pull it up a bit and then yarn over and finish your double crochet. I'm going to just pull it through one time and trim it. We'll weave in the end. This one we can't just stick into the middle. I'll give you a tip for weaving too. Don't just go in between the stitches because it will be very easy to come out. Try and go in through the other parts, like the middle of the stitch, things like that. Okay, I'm going to pull this in through here. Then I want to just trim the rest off. All right, clear that off. There's your tree. Take your twine and come in through the sides, put a bead on top, and you're good to go. Thanks so much for joining me on this tutorial. I have had so much fun creating this one for you. I think I'm going to go and make some more. I'm thinking of, instead of making an ornament, making garlands and having them go everywhere. Anyway, come and join me for another one. Have a great day.